With cancer, raised $37,000, but was given a heavy sentence as the cancer never existed. On March 2003,
yo, cancer fakers can go suck a wiener.
Her name is Madison Russo, and she was a University of Iowa student when she began feeling, quote, just a little bit off. She experienced sporadic fevers, some bloody stools and random nosebleeds, leading to a checkup with her university doctor. On the 10th of February 2022, at the age of only 19, Maddie was given a diagnosis she never could have predicted.
I got the call from my oncologist, and they found a mass on my pancreas, and I had stage 2 pancreatic cancer at just 19 years old.
Out of 25 different cancers, pancreatic has the
Yeah, I was about to say pancreatic, like, is one of the lowest. I wasn't gonna say the lowest, but I'm pretty sure that's really, really, like, rare.
The lowest chance of survival.
And she looks healthy AF too?
Your outlook of survival is a slim 11%.
However, this initial announcement video was already somewhat suspicious. She kept on looking to the left like she was reading off a script. Which would be a pretty strange approach to talking about a life experience. It's her looking at her script for me. Perhaps she wrote it out to keep her words concise, but also how she was diagnosed didn't sound right.
You don't just have an oncologist. It takes weeks, months. You have to find.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. An oncologist takes like freaking months to get in America. It's insane. Even outside of America, because they're so specialized. Yeah, I think outside of America, even in general, I think it's very rare. Yeah.
One that specializes in the kind of cancer you have.
These red flags were clearly overlooked, as Maddie was featured by her local news, in which she'd stand by her original.
Hypochondriac alert. Getting attention. It's gonna get away from them. By the way, chat, I have like an actual anecdotal story. There was a girl that I was really good friends with that faked having brain cancer when I was like 14 for attention. She lied to me and my other friends that she had brain cancer, and then when people found out that she was faking it, she said sorry, wrote everyone like a personal letter, and her parents made her apologize, and then everybody acted like it was like, you know, normal. It was crazy!
Story. My phone rang and it said Iowa City Oncology. I stepped out of the classroom and took the call. They told me they had found a mass on my pancreas and that I had stage 2 pancreatic cancer. I was terrified, and I definitely still am. I was in shock. I didn't think it could be true. I'm so young and I wondered how this could happen. I went through all the emotions and I was pretty numb. I remember hanging up the phone and I was a mess. I was literally bawling, but somehow I ended up getting the courage to wipe away my tears and went back into class, which now when I think about it was pretty crazy. You never want to get cancer, and if you do get diagnosed, you can't choose where you get it. Of all the ones, why does it have to be this one? Again, implying to everyone that she'd been given the worst cancer possible.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Real cancer patients don't say that kind of shit. I don't know, it just seems very disingenuous and like almost forced. Like, again, I have personal experience from being a kid and having a friend at the time. I stopped being friends with her, but at the time, saying that she had brain cancer, she would make all these convoluted stories of why she was missing in school. Like, she gets sick. She was kind of sickly, but it was actual like flu that she would get, like influenza. During cold seasons, and then she would say she was getting chemo and stuff, and I'm like, but you aren't losing hair, and she's like, well, you know, you don't always lose hair when you're on chemo. I remember that very distinctly. She would like play off not losing her hair, and I was like, but you're not wearing a wig, like that's your real hair, I can see it. And she's like, oh well, yeah, like I'm just like different. And I was like, okay. I chose to believe her because I was like 12. I still believed her up until like everything like came to a head, but yeah, it was really sad. It was really, really sad.
To make matters worse, surgery was not an option as my tumor is on the tail of my pancreas, and it's very deep-rooted. Doctors said that if they went in, the surgery would do more harm. There was more risk than reward, and as a result she'd instead be doing 15 rounds of oral chemotherapy, along with 90 rounds of radiation. She'd document the journey as a way to help her cope, trying to act as an example that she could maintain looks and lifestyle. She'd write, round 14 of chemo ended last Friday, and by Sunday night, I decided to throw on my running
There's no way! Round 14! And also, if you're gonna die, 11% chance? I'm not gonna say it because I don't know what it's like, but I would imagine you would rather take the risk of doing the surgery and surviving than taking the risk of, like, basically just, you know, throwing it in the wind. Like, I feel like when you're out of options, you just kind of take what you get. Like, from experience, from hearing about it from, like, terminally ill patients. Yeah, it's very sussy. Very, very sussy.
And see where they took me. Well, they took me 6 miles. I'm thinking the bags of blood I received earlier in the week fueled this one and made me speedy, although to a person with leukemia named Anna Tower, this was again very strange. She wrote, when I saw Maddie's post about her going for a run, she looked pretty. She had all her hair and was strong enough to go running, a run I was missing since my diagnosis.
14 rounds of chemo and you can go for a run? That is... Again, I've never had cancer, but I've seen it firsthand. You can't, like, you become a shell. You're a skeleton. Even in movies and TV, when you get chemo, the actors always act like you're going to die because you are essentially dying. It fucks you up. Yeah, she's just built different, XD. Yeah, it's poison. It literally kills you. You're basically betting on the chance of maybe living because you're killing everything and hoping that it kills the cancer.
So there I was sitting on the couch, looking at that post and asking myself, what was I doing wrong? Why was I bored, weak, and couldn't even think about walking, let alone running? Walking to the car to get to the hospital was a challenge. I was thinking I did something wrong, or maybe that I was not strong enough, passively implying Maddie's appearance was also highly suspicious.
And you're not eating, you're wasting it away because the chemo doesn't let you eat. It's just sad.
People began to ask, how do you have chemo and keep all that beautiful hair? To which she'd post the following video.
How I am keeping my hair during treatment with chemo and radiation. My mom found this. It's biotin with collagen and keratin.
Maddie claimed that she'd kept her hair by using vitamin supplements.
Oh my god, please don't tell me she plugs it, like, as a TikTok shop thing. Please don't tell me. That would be, I would instantly be like, yeah, this bitch.
But with comments like, I guess the biotin is stronger than the chemo, she'd adjust her claim stating it did fall out sometimes.
I was like brushing my hair and a few like pieces were like coming out as I was brushing my hair.
She'd post this photo to show she wasn't lying, but
those look like, that's a haircut, hello? I see that on, when I go to the hairdresser, that's what you see on the floor. What?
It was pretty damn obvious these were simply from a haircut. Additionally, Maddie was super tanned in every single photo, which again was weird as they don't let you tan or use self-tanners during chemo. Her response, get this, was that the radiation treatment was keeping her golden.
Oh my god. Yeah, I'm gonna get tan from the inside out. Yeah, that's right. That's how it works, baby. No, it doesn't. No, shut up. You're wrong. Oh my god.
Brown. Maybe this radiation was also recharging her energy as Maddie gave talks at St. Ambrose.
She's Superman, shit. She's Superwoman. soak up those rats. Yeah, she's glowing, guys. She's glowing. It's like that Fallout cult with the church. Yeah, she's becoming glowing on the inside and just like radiating. Yeah, the cult of Atom.
University, the SAU Generosity Night, and for the National Pancreas Foundation.
And you know what's funny? This kind of like story comes out every few years with like, there's a really famous story of a woman that faked being at 9/11 and surviving and telling all these stories about how she helped a bunch of people escape the burning towers and stuff. Back in like 2001, she went to charities, she told stories, but then people started poking holes in her consistency. And people argued that she wasn't really doing that much harm because she was trying to like bring up and like help people. But then like actual 9/11 survivors that lived that, you know, that horrific story, they felt really bad about it, and they were like, why are you doing this? It's all attention. Like, this attention could be going on someone who actually went through it. Like, yeah, she was doing a lot of good because she was raising money for people that went through it, but at the same time, it's like what are you doing, man? It's like stolen valor. It's just really weird. And this is the kind of the same thing. It's like, yeah, she's going to charities and like raising awareness, but it's like, you didn't go through what they did. It's weird. And by weird, I mean really disgusting, but like, you know what I'm saying?
In the process, she'd appear on podcasts.
How would you define the term pancreatic cancer?
The first word that comes to mind is just ugly.
Before announcing
I mean, yeah, but like you've got all your hair and makeup and you look tanned and pretty and you got your smile. Yeah.
she'd gotten a second type of cancer. It is with heartbreak and shock that I share the news that my cancer has spread to my blood and is acute lymphoblastic leukemia on top of my original diagnosis of
Oh, she has cancer on cancer. Oh, it's advanced cancer.
pancreatic cancer.
Got
Should
it.
therefore update her GoFundMe, writing Maddie's cancer has been progressively getting worse and has spread all over her body, including throughout her blood and
She has a GoFundMe? Bro, I didn't even know that.
also on her spine. She's tried everything
What a
and given
piece
it
of
her
shit,
all.
grifter.
Chemo, radiation, and other methods have
Chad, this is grifting, by the way. I hate it when people use the term grifting and say, oh, you're a grifter. This is actual grifting. You're scamming people out of money by lying to them that you have cancer.
no longer helped. As a result, donations flooded in, totaling $37,800.
She really does live in America. She's got that mega cancer.
Maddie's close family friend Peggy Ole, whose husband died of pancreatic cancer, also sent Maddie a whole package of support materials, including $500 in gift.
No. And again, you can't approach people about like, hey, you might be faking cancer because it's such a sensitive topic. It's like the 9/11 thing. People don't really call you out on that shit until it becomes really, really, really obvious. Because if you start questioning really early on, people will get so fucking mad at you, even if she's in the wrong.
Cards. To keep the money rolling in, Maddie befriended a fellow cancer patient named Charlie, who passed away in October 22, leading Maddie to make the following post. This just absolutely breaks my heart. Charlie and I would text each other daily, talking about all the ups and downs of both our battles with.
Oh my god. Imagine you like, I don't know, you came from like a war-torn country. And there's this chick who's like, yeah, I'm from this war-torn country too. Yeah, do you want to talk about it? And then they like lie through their fucking teeth. Because it gives them attention. Is that not crazy, dude? That's crazy.
With cancer, and she was seriously just a sweet, genuine soul.
Oh
we were
my
the same
God.
age, lived within minutes of each other, and could relate to each other 100%. Sadly, it seemed
What?
Maddie's cancer was also getting worse, as she'd post a compilation showing everything she'd been through. Included were photos of her in hospital, although it would be through
Yeah, she looks great. Look at her full hair. There's some girls that don't even have cancer who are jealous of long, thick hair like this. She looks great!
Through these that Maddie was finally
Got that
exposed.
crazy eyes, chat.
TikToker Scrub Hacks, who worked inside a hospital, noticed Maddie's medical equipment was installed incorrectly.
What is going on with that chest port? I am not a chemo nurse, but this doesn't look like a port to me.
And you want to bet this chick got like immense amounts of hate and death threats for this, by the way. You want to bet like $100. If I like messaged her, like I could like magically message her and be like, hey, did you get death threats? She'd be like, yeah, probably like half a dozen at least.
Dressing is really screwed up with her feeding tube that's not primed. Let's go closer to her nose. Is that the end of the feeding tube?
One comment clarified,
Yeah.
chemo nurse here and that ain't a port, again confirmed by a medical doctor.
So you can see that the actual positioning of the port per se is not accurate. Also, the way that it's secured, the type of tape that's used is not the same clinical tape that we would use in the hospital.
Compare Maddie's port to that of Anna Tower, and the difference is almost comical,
And I
Oh
don't know
my
if you've ever seen
God.
a cancer port. They're not usually this sloppy.
but the equipment problems didn't end there.
There's
No. It's sloppy because she's in a bad hospital, you see.
nothing in that bag. This would be where the nutrition would be. And if she was actually being fed via feeding tube, this tube would be full of this white liquid. There's nothing in that. So she would just be pumping air into her stomach.
Other photos featured the same inaccuracies.
Here's another one. No substances in the tubing. And her port is still messy. Also.
She has no food. She has no food or like liquid or anything. Get treatment on a budget, you guys. All that $37,000 from GoFundMe. Yeah, she's just like, you know, she looks really nice and like, you know, plump. She looks really nice and plump for someone that doesn't eat, apparently.
Do you see that right there? That little purple spot? Yeah, that's supposed to be down in her stomach.
All of which were taken not inside a hospital, but instead her own apartment. Every other
Genetics, yeah, she's just built different. I'm telling you, she's Superwoman. You guys are just jealous.
photo was simply found on Google.
This is a picture she posted. That is a European outlet. This picture is from Google.
Except for some other extremely shameful
Oh my
posts.
God.
This picture alone should put her in jail. She took this picture, drained from chemo era. This was on her TikTok. Somebody reverse image searched it and found an actual person with cancer. She literally
Oh my God.
stole this photo.
Maddie took photos of actual cancer patients and posted them to her TikTok as if they were her own. Well, as a result, police received a report that Russo had taken money and donations from more than 439 donors, leading to a warrant to search the Bettendorf apartment of Madison Marie Russo. There, police found a brown paper bag with medical supplies, an IV pole with a feeding pump filled with cotton balls,
She couldn't even fake. You couldn't even fake it.
2 boxes of transparent dressing and a wig, plus a brand new 2023 Kia Sportage purchased with her GoFundMe money.
All that for a car, and now she's probably like paying out the ass in court. Yeah, over a car, by the way. Should have bought a nursing textbook instead. Like, watch a video or something. For a Kia? Yeah, a shitty Kia, man.
Police then searched Maddie's medical records, taken from Genesis Trinity, which showed that although Russo was a patient, she was never treated for any cancers or tumors.
Wow.
Police therefore froze her bank account, and Maddie was arrested. 6 months later, Maddie appeared in court, making the wild claim that she had a broken family, and faking cancer was her strategy to bring them back together.
That is so strong. Yeah, I'm just gonna get a little bit of cancer. And then she buys it with a She buys a Kia of all things. You didn't even get like, I don't know, a down payment on a house?
I didn't do this for money or greed. I didn't
I did it for the Kia bros.
I didn't do this for attention. I did this in an attempt to try and get my family back together. It didn't work, and it only got worse.
Maddie's lawyer then explained how being exposed ruined.
I would hate to be this chick, man. I feel bad. I feel bad.
Maddie's life.
At the gym, she's had people approach her and verbally accost her. She has been at the store where she's been flipped off and cursed at and yelled at.
Although
yeah, this is what happens. Oh no, the consequences of my actions. Putting my public name out there and faking cancer? Jeez.
Those who were deceived still demanded extra punishment.
I hope Maddie Russo is held responsible. I hope Maddie Russo has to spend a great deal of time in jail. I hope Maddie Russo has to pay restitution. She preyed on my emotions and my giving nature.
The judge determined that Maddie had shown remorse.
I doubt that you will ever commit a crime like this again.
But still charged her with first-degree theft. As a result, Maddie was given a 10-year suspended prison sentence, 100 hours of community service.
That's not enough. Should have 500 hours of community service for like a hospice or something.
$1,370 fine, and she was ordered to repay $39,000 to those who donated to her GoFundMe.
Okay, that's
However,
fair.
her donors still weren't happy. As a pancreatic cancer patient who donated to her, GoFundMe refunded the money. This sentence is appalling. She lied to the court. This was for greed, not her family. To cause people to hesitate to help is the reason she should be in jail. Judge/prosecution, you failed. Maddie Russo has since disappeared from the internet.
What is a suspended prison sentence? Does it mean she doesn't actually have to go to jail? Man, I hated that. Man! Yeah, slow claptures. Very, very, very annoying. Ankle monitor, that's it? God, what a piece of shit. That is unbelievable. Only 10 years. And this is why there's a stigma around people like that want help or need help. People cry and say shit like, well, you're probably faking it anyway. It gives them more of a reason to like doubt you, which is sad.